Parents and gymnasts, are you ready to take the next step in your college recruiting journey? Full Out Collegiate Recruiting's in-gym visit program brings personalized recruiting guidance directly to you. Expert advice for gymnasts, parents, and coaches, all in the comfort of your own gym. Start the journey to collegiate gymnastics today. Visit fulloutrecruit.com to schedule an in-gym visit and take the first step toward making that college dream a reality.
Lots of moving parts this week. First for UCLA in the Big Ten. Pull her string and the teddy bear will tell you stories. The season's first 10 on vault. And a vault that was perfect, but maybe not so pleased as punch. Let's go.
Hey, Region 5, how you doing? Let me whisper in your ear, tell you something that you might want to hear. UCLA came in this season hot, running away with the title on spot. But let me be clear, MSU is the one to watch. You heard? Watch out for Arkansas, take your spot. SEC, they coming in hot. You heard what I said? Start using your head. Throw those arms back and wait till you see my stick. Ayo, wait till you see my stick. Turn this pod up. I said, wait till you see my stick. Ayo, I said, turn this podcast up.
Welcome back to the only podcast with a gymnastics-inspired rap. Every week, the College Salute Podcast, the place you go for all you need to know about how our Region 5 alums are doing during their NCAA careers. You know Kim, and of course I'm Jason, and to be honest, I didn't think either of us would be here this week. I mean, I wasn't sure you, Kim, were ever going to be done broadcasting at EMU, and I was on death's door Monday night and all day Tuesday. And then, of course, Kim almost on death's door on Wednesday. So it's been a week already. So we're here, and we're ready to go, and excited about our recap for Week 9. How many absolutelys did Kim say this time? Well, I kind of lost count, but I also was too bored to continue counting of them. But we're both here. And we have lots to discuss, like the score of a UCLA vault or a D3 athlete of the week's beam score. The post-routine hype is over the top this season, and I love it, especially in the Big Ten. Western Michigan is hitting their stride, and a freshman has a lot to do with that. Alabama and Arkansas was exciting, but I was feeling a bit nervous watching that live. Or maybe I was just getting sick. Who knows? That and more. But first, a free way to support our show is by leaving a 5-star rating and review on Apple Podcasts or wherever you listen to the College Salute podcast. Tell us what you love about the show or would like to see improved. The review helps others discover our podcast and join our Region 5 family. Help us continue to grow our podcast, which is the only regionally based gymnastics podcast in the country. We continue to show our love for our Region 5 alums throughout their college careers, so please show us some love with a review and a 5-star rating. And for those of you who paid attention and stayed on for the entire broadcast at EMU with Kim, you knew that she plugged the podcast several times. And so hopefully if you are a first-time listener and listening to this for the first time, you'll excuse us being a little bit under the weather and trying to push through. But we're glad you're here, and we hope you continue to listen in, download, and enjoy our wonderful talk about college gymnastics from the perspective of Region 5, but also other athletes, of course, around the country. So we're going to do a little flip-flop this week, and we are going to actually start with our Region 5 University lineup presented by Full Out Recruiting.
I totally thought that I had erased all of the thing when I saw that this was at the top.
Yes, Kim was sick, of course, like we talked about earlier today. I had done this earlier, and I didn't let her know, so I'm sure she freaked out. But we did have on there that we were going to have the EMU scores as part of this. I am going to tell you or let you know when an EMU score would have fit in this lineup. The issue is we did have 3 sessions at the Big Four, and all 3 sessions counted in our lineup. So we've never had more than a 3 session group in our lineup, and so that counted as 3 meets. So
I thought we were only watching But we were only watching 2 sessions of Big Four.
Because I didn't think about there are alums in the other one as well. And so we had to include all the 4. So
I
that
understand.
one, and then Arkansas, Alabama, we're going to talk about, but it's not going to be in the lineup. And we also have had Alabama and Arkansas in our lineup many times this year. So we're going to focus on the Big Four with some EMU scores that I will talk about because there were some great performances from both EMU and from Western Michigan. So we'll let you know that they would be in the lineup, but they will not count technically on the scores, only in our podcast here. So breaking that down, the vault of Sage Kellerman. I mean, come on.
The girl sticks like it's her job.
I swear to God, she salutes and then she pushes replay and then she just vaults like in the replay. A video vaults for her. The Big Ten changes. I don't know what it is. It looks the same all the time. Actually, maybe it does look a little bit better. It looked a little more open. I know she had talked about a couple of podcasts and gymnastics people had talked about her opening it a little bit more. I think she's starting to do that. But this vault was just gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous.
I think she's prescribing to the same mind thought that Faith Torres is when it comes to vault. Don't try to stick and you'll stick.
Correct. 9925 to lead our lineup. Sarah Morrow. Again, another 9.9, another beautiful Yurchenko full. We will never see the Yurchenko 1.5 ever again. I've already come to terms with that. Beautiful vault. Does every time. Natalie Martin, another very nice Yurchenko 1.5, a 9.9, and she stepped forward. It was a very good vault in line, and just a step forward. It wasn't a very large step, but it was a decent step, and 9.9 on that very nice vault. Now the vault of the day for me was this one, Olivia Capalla. Her 9.875. That was probably one of the best vaults I've seen her do at Illinois thus far. It was flat. Hips were flat. It was big. She had a good landing.
I was like, it was flat?
Her hips were flat. I didn't mean it was flat because it rose. Very nice landing. That really impressed me. And I was like, awesome. Kim is having issues, and so if you're watching this live, this is going to be probably the most craziest podcast of them all.
Well, okay, because
I can't push this any longer because I have to edit it and get it up, or it's never going to be
okay.
done,
But listen, I was trying to have a better background this time instead of the normal gym background. But let me tell you, this couch I'm sitting on, it's like I feel like I'm in a hole.
If you're watching our podcast, you definitely are going to get some stuff here. So you might want to just go to our YouTube channel and just start watching in verse, just listening. But anyway, Olivia Capalla, awesome job. 9.875, beautiful vault, and awesome there. Nikki, another nice Yurchenko 1.5, did take a big step forward, kind of hopped forward on that, but it's a very nice vault. She always does very nice vaults, as did. Go ahead.
I didn't think the step was that big.
Well, no, it was larger than Nat's was. Nat's was very small, and she went 9.9, so 9.85.
True.
She did have some explosiveness going on there. We'll talk about another landing of Nikki's in a little bit. That was absolutely perfect. But Tori Vetter, another very nice Yurchenko full, and another awesome vault that she has been doing week in and week out. 9.85 for her. A couple 9.85s that we did see at Eastern Michigan and Western Michigan. Kennedy Cooper. Very, very nice vault. She has a new nickname now. The windmill in a tornado. Now, I don't know if that was on floor or if that was on vault. I can't remember where you said that. You guys said that. But she's a windmill in a tornado. And I think that was Brent who said that. I don't think that was you. But that was quite interesting. I'd like him to explain what he means by that.
Well, I'll find out and
yes.
ask.
So that was very interesting. But a very nice Yurchenko full as always. Haley Faulkner obviously was MAC champion on vault. A beautiful Yurchenko full for a 9.85. And then Brooke Gillespie's handspring front tuck half is like almost perfect. I mean, it literally is almost perfect for, what she's doing. A 9.95 vault, 9.85 small hop back. But I mean, it was a very, very nice vault. And I'm very impressed with how well Brooke has gotten on this vault this year.
So good.
Yeah. And like I said, hopefully the Pike next year.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're not going to see it now. Obviously, championship season's 2 weeks away. 49.45 on vault for the lineup this week. So moving over to bars, and Sage Kellerman, another 9925 bar routine. I just don't know what else to say about Sage when on her 2 events. She's phenomenal. Maybe she'll do all around next year. We'll see. But another great Jaeger, another beautiful double out. I mean, it's just, she just does gymnastics so easily, the 2 events that she does. I love Gabby's bars. I love watching Gabby's bars, and I put a post up of her bar routine if you saw it on our IG. This is the Steven show, and we are in the front row. So
Look at you rhyming.
Yes, because I'm in the front row watching Gabby, anything she does. She did not like balance beam this weekend, but that's fine. We'll pass it over it this weekend. But beautiful 9925 on bars. It was an absolutely gorgeous routine. As was Delaney Harkness, a 999 for her. Same, doing double layout as we've mentioned, finding that landing, very nice Ginger, and just very awesome routine, and continues to anchor Michigan State on bars with clean bar work as usual. She is in a new spot on floor, and we're going to talk about that, and I have questions about that. But anyway, Tori Vetter, huge Tkachev as usual, very nice dismount as well, half and half out, and I can't remember if she stuck or not. I think that was one of the landings she did, but I don't remember. 9875 for her. We did have 2 9875s in the bar lineup over at the Western Michigan lineup, and Rylan Garvey. We didn't see her Tkachev. I'm sure it was huge. But,
I saw it. It was great.
Yes, we didn't see it. But very nice blind straddle back. And then a very nice double layout, stuck the landing. And then Reese Samuelson is killing it this year on bars and beam, both events. And 9875 for her. Another beautiful double layout. And Kim had, lots to say about her winning states and regionals pretty much every year of her life. So.
Well, yeah, because the bios don't do it.
That's true. Yeah, we've talked about the bios. Any news if you're going to be the bio person at Western Michigan?
Oh my gosh. I think MAC conference, I'll just do it. I will take care of every school.
There you go. You can be the MAC conference bio website bio worker there. And then Carly Rutzel from Ohio State, 985 on bars, beautiful Jaeger, and also a nice double layout for 985. And Molly Freeman makes our lineup if you combine the 2 meets. She also had a very nice routine, very nice Jaeger, and I believe blind full double back is what Molly does. I'm not sure why they have stopped. Yeah, the Monday Mollies. I don't know. Have you found out why they've stopped that? They don't have time, why it is. I'm hoping they bring it back, maybe for championship time, because she's almost done with her career. So unless she's going to stick around, I don't know. But we'd like to see those again because those are fun. But awesome to see Molly also in the bar lineup this year for Western and killing it, 985 on bars. 49475 for us.
Maybe she doesn't go to practice on Monday.
Maybe she doesn't know. Maybe
has something, a program thing, and she can't go on Monday. I'm going to go with that.
Doesn't really matter, though. You could film it on Wednesday and post it the next Monday. I mean, big deal.
I mean, you could. I'm just saying.
I've never done that. Never done that before.
No, you've never. You've always been prompt and on time.
Yes, if it says Monday, it's always on Monday. Over to balance beam and Nikki Smith. Nikki Smith, yes. A round-off double back that I do have to say that Janae is better with numbers than Miss Kim Dawes is. She sticks it 9 times out of 10. And she goes, boom, stuck. She goes, see, 9 times out of 10. I'm like...
That's 90%.
Correct. But when you say it, they step. So she's stuck. So anyway, beautiful round-off double back. Perfect landing. I mean, one of the only ones in college doing it. 9925. The whole routine was awesome. Skylar Schulte still also doing great gymnastics. They had the sticky toes of Schulte. They mentioned something about sticky toes there too at the Michigan State meet. I don't remember about that one.
You know what? For someone who watched all these meets, I feel like your notes just...
Yeah, there's something about sticky. Remember, I was watching every single session, okay? So anyway, I remember things, but the routine was beautiful. A 9-9 for Skyla on balance beam. Wonder if she will be on vault at all. Probably not. The vault lineup's too stacked, and I know she's probably not going to be on bars because of her shoulder. So I guess beam and floor is what we have. Tori Vetter, 9875 on balance beam. Super solid routine. Very nice round off 1.5 dismount for a 9875. And then Haley Tyson.
Yes.
Another great routine. She did have to save her layout, or backhandspring layout just a little bit. She actually quickly adjusted, which was awesome because it didn't end up wobbling that much. But a beautiful 1.5 dismount to a perfect landing.
You were about to say Yurchenko.
I was going to say Yurchenko on the beam. And anyway, Yurchenko is not on beam, but round off 1.5 off the dismount is, and it was stuck cold for a 985. Before we go down there, our fifth in our lineup, we'll head down to Ella Shamati, 9'9". We didn't get to see her flight series, unfortunately. I'm not really sure why.
It was great.
I'm sure Kim would have been very upset, but she got to see it because she's live.
I got to see it.
But what they showed, she stuck and went 9'9". So I know she went 9'9" last week, 9'9" this week. Very interested to see what her score on beam will be out in California this weekend, but because that's where they'll be. But Reese also 9'8" very strong front aerial and back handspring layout step out, and just an overall great routine. She is doing really well this year, and it's definitely great to see versus last year where, she's had some struggles as a freshman. It was great to see. And then number 5, Grace Walker, a 9.825 on beam, super, super solid. I thought this score was maybe just a tad bit low. She was very good she has very good presence. She attacks her landings on her series. Everything is attacked. Her punch front full was very, very nice. I just think, all right, she has gainer full, doesn't she? She has gainer full. Reese does a punch front
full. For a minute, I was like, she does a punch front full on the beam? That's very cool.
No, she does her gainer full. She stuck it cold. Reese does the punch front full off beam.
Correct.
And then, but I thought that was a little low, but very, very nice routine. Great to see her in this lineup. And then Hannah Milton did awesome.
Dude, Hannah Milton, killing it.
Yeah,
killing.
9.85 on beam, another solid beam routine. She used to lead beam. Now that's Ryland's job, but awesome 9.85 on balance beam, stuck it cold. It was awesome.
And she goes, and Hannah goes last. Like, she has totally earned, as I said probably during that broadcast, that spot. She kills it.
Yes. So awesome to see that too. So 49.375 for us on beam. And moving over to floor, Caitlin Grimes leads us off, and that was a great routine. She was determined to nail those landings in this routine. She had some attitude for sure. She's, I love just watching Grimes come onto the floor and then just take control of her routine. Absolutely beautiful routine, 9.9. Very nice double pike first pass, gorgeous double pike. Beautiful layout, Rudy, of Tori Vetter for the first pass for a 9.9. Very strong landing on that. Nikki Smith, another 9.9 on floor. Gorgeous full in, as usual. Beautiful front double tuck, last pass. Just a typical floor routine for Nikki. She had to go up after, I believe, Ella, because I think Ella was moved in later in the lineup, and we're going to talk about the malfunction of the catapult in a little bit. But 9.9 for Nikki. Skyla Schulte anchors Michigan State, of course. 9.9 for her.
And did you see her last tumbling pass that she just stuck it cold like it was nobody's business?
Yes, but she dug her toes in. She definitely dug her toes in. She was leaning slightly forward but didn't move. Dug her toes in, and that was awesome. And then 2 full in first pass athletes, Delaney Harkness and Natalie Martin. I have a question, and I'm not really sure why, that Delaney is going first on floor now. I don't know if it is a way to build the scores because Delaney gets 9.9s, and if you put her first and she does her routines normal, you cannot give her not a 9.9. She was a little over on, I believe, the front to double back. I think she'd had a big lunge back or extra step. They removed her foot or something. I can't remember what it was, but I do know that there was a little bit of a landing deduction, so 9.875. But I'm just curious if that's what it is. Maybe they want to start off a higher because Michigan State's awesome on floor, but that's one place I think this year they've struggled a little bit with getting going.
I would probably go with the theory that put her first and get a high score, and then try to go up from there.
So, and then Nat, another great full in great floor routine, great to see, and I look forward to watching these routines at the Big Ten Championship, which is going to be, like I said, phenomenal. 49.475 on floor for a 197.775, our highest score of the season.
Woo.
So we had to throw it out the window, but it did allow us to keep all 197s that we had, and we've moved up to 9th. We have a 197.11 now. So after 9 weeks, we are currently in 9th place. So,
well, still in the top 10. That's
exactly.
good.
We were 15th, I believe, last week. So we've moved up. So we will continue with our social salutes next week. I have one to mention, and it's only because Olivia has been announcing all these awards that they're going to do, or I thought they did these before, but maybe they're going to do something more official now. The Specialist of the Year. For some reason, we have the Specialist of the Year, but I don't know. Maybe they're doing some form of Specialist of the Year. Maybe it's gonna be a trophy. Who knows what it is? They're gonna pick one, So I thought they always did, but
I thought they did too.
Or maybe they're just doing social medias about it. So anyway, but Olivia and the Big Ten Gymnastics IG account announced that they would be awarding a Specialist of the Year and gave some options, which one of them was Sage Kellerman. Perfect choice. But I would have to say, two that are making an impact on their team at Ohio State are Caitlin Grimes and Grace Walker. And why? They're kind of a duo in the all-around. Now, they're only going to be able to pick one, so they both couldn't make it, but they're kind of an all-around duo. Grimes does vault and floor, kills it. And Grace does bars and beam and kills it.
They're like one person.
It's kind of like an all-arounder. And I just think it's cool because both of them are doing an awesome job. And, I think they're two that should be highlighted as some specialists that, do two events and are killing it on the events they do. So, but definitely agree with the Sage Kellerman. I'd also maybe say Sarah Moreau, too. Sarah Moreau does a phenomenal job on beam and vault for Minnesota.
She does. Absolutely. I concur.
Yes. So let's quickly... And I have most of the notes, so Kim's going to just go off her brain, apparently, because she was there. But behind the scenes of EMU, Western Michigan, and Wilberforce. First of all, the teddy bear comment made me laugh. When he called you a teddy bear and you had to pull your string to tell stories because you had a ton of stories to tell.
Oh my God, I was the teddy bear?
You did not realize that? Yes.
No!
You were the teddy bear that he could pull the string, because those stuffed animals, like the teddy bear stuffed animals that talk to you.
Yes.
That's what he was saying. He was saying that if you pull the string, she tells another story. Pull the string, she tells another story. I literally fell out of my chair. I said enough with the absolutelys because this is hysterical.
Oh my God! When did he say this?
I don't remember.
I have my teddy bear blanket right now.
It was kind of around the time with the tunnel that you wanted to go through, and then you had to do skills. You had to do a skill and tumbles, and then you said you'd rather do beam and all that discussion. It was kind of during that, I believe. And then then you had another story about something, and he says, "Yes, Kim the teddy bear. I pull her string, and another story comes out." I
literally did not hear any of that. Now I have to go back and watch it because. Wow, teddy bear pull. Wow, I'm a teddy bear.
There you go.
I am kind of fluffy.
That's my job to show you those things. Apparently, point those out.
Well, that's why I called out many times that you would count how many times I said absolutely.
Yeah, I started and then I just couldn't. It was too long.
Well,
meet went for absolutely too long. Is what.
Yeah, because after a while, I just started doing it on purpose.
Yes, I caught on. But Kim absolutely only mentioned jumping over the low bar once during the broadcast.
Yeah, because Kyrie jumps over and so does Raisa, but that's all. Right. I think we missed the beginning of somebody's. Yes, there was a lot going on.
I think it was Boris. I think that one was missed. I think we caught only maybe the end of her routine. I think we caught the release. So
I don't. Yeah.
So that's probably why. But there's progress here. Only one.
I know. That's pretty good.
There is a new Western Michigan all-around threat.
There is.
And the MAC better get to know her name.
They better.
We had
Jason absolutely can't pronounce her name, so everybody else needs to learn it.
We had Peyton Murphy, and we now have Rylan Garvey.
We do.
She is killing it. Killing it.
She is.
Like, I knew she's always been good. she had a late start in terms of getting to the higher echelon of level 10 and doing well. And she made it, her junior year, she was getting there. Senior year did great. She is on fire.
She is one of them, those athletes that is going to peak and get even better in college. Like that is how 100%. It is.
100%. I completely agree. And I'm glad to see it. And, Peyton has been everything for Western Michigan. She has all the records, but if someone's going to beat Peyton's records, I'm sure Peyton would love to see Rylan beat him as well.
Yeah.
But it's gonna be fun, and she's getting there. What did she go? 39.25 this weekend. She went 39.2, now 39.25. Like she's moving up in the ranks, getting closer there. So we'll see. We'll see where her life in college gymnastics takes her, but really, really exciting. And the MAC conference are going to get to know her. If they don't know her already, which most teams probably already do, they're going to know her soon. So
yeah, they are.
A very standout moment for Wilberforce was Diamond's front tuck. Very nice height. Now, she was supposed to connect it. It didn't connect, but it was a very nice front tuck. It was huge.
Oh yeah. Let me tell you, Diamond had the best. She is, to me, she may not be the all-arounder, but she is the top athlete on that team, 1,000%.
Oh, yeah.
Her floor routine is everything. She is the best one on floor. And I absolutely loved watching her. And she had walked by us at one point, and we just, clapped hats off to you because, she is a performer. I absolutely enjoyed watching her the most.
Yes, no, she was fun to watch, and it was awesome. They had some struggles in this meet, lots of struggles, some music issues. We're gonna get to a funny comment and discussion that Kim and Brent had about that too. But first, we have to do more sticky Kool-Aid. You brought in the sticky Kool-Aid with Western Michigan's bar landings, but I get it.
Yeah. Well,
they all just stuck pretty much.
They just stuck. Like every stuck. And then went over to vault and stuck. Or right. Beam. Stuck. Well,
that's funny that you actually said that because Brent kept saying that they were going to vault. And you're like, and to beam. And you're like, to vault. No, to beam.
I'm going to beam.
Which is funny, But then you're like, yes, to bring out the words of great Olivia Karras, you're like, sticky Kool-Aid. Yes. More sticky Kool-Aid this week. But yeah, the phenomenal bar landings. Wilberforce had some struggles with balance beam, and then they went over to floor, and it delayed the meet even more because of the fact that apparently they're not 100% sure. Did they bring 8 tracks and 45s and CDs? Did they try to bring, what were they trying to use for music?
I have no idea. They were trying to use their phones. No, I have no idea. They had all the pieces. I mean, I kind of at a point felt like it was on purpose because everything they did was delayed always. Every event, they always had multiple people going after everybody else was done. So I was kind of in the back of my mind. I'm not going to say it on a broadcast, but in the back of my mind, I was like, "Are y'all doing this on purpose now?" Because
there were so many issues.
Yes, there were.
But yeah, no, this was another great back and forth between you two. I mean, you were talking about all the different forms of music you could have. You even brought the piano out when you told the story of Gilstrap. I mean, I'm just like, you brought it all out. 45, CDs, cassette tapes, rewinding with a pencil. Do you remember when you had to do that?
Let me tell you, a Thursday night meet is just...
No, you guys are killing it. You had the people behind you. You showed them on camera. That's never happened. But you showed the people behind you, the kids.
Because they were being so loud. The little gymnasts, they were so cute. And every time somebody stuck from Eastern, they would come. The hype squad kids would come by with T-shirts and start throwing the T-shirts. So there were certain points that it got so loud that we couldn't hear. So we stopped talking because we couldn't hear each other.
That's crazy.
It was fun.
Western Michigan's track team was there. That's awesome.
Oh, yeah. And they followed them around. They cool. Sat by the bars, then sat by, they understand.
That's cool. But no, I just thought it was hilarious that you guys brought out every single form of music that we've had, 8-track, 45 CD, cassette tapes, and talked about how you rewind cassette tapes. I mean, it was so much fun. I was like, this is definitely going too long. This meet is long.
We had to kill time.
Good one, Kim. She's cooking, that diamond cook. I was like, nice. Nice, she's cooking, yeah.
Yeah.
Good job. But,
I couldn't help myself. It was just perfect.
Yeah, no, she was good, though.
Because usually Brent has those good metaphors, but I was really excited.
Yes. And then the section that I say that the descriptions in this podcast, I put the podcast, but actually in this broadcast, P's, the S's, and bears, oh my. I can't tell you how many different analogies and or acronyms or synonyms that were P's or S's that you guys came up from different. I was just like, what are they doing? Like literally. I wish I could remember some of them, but they were like, I know they had P's and I know they were S's. That's all.
Oh yeah. Oh, I think we had an E too, but it started on floor with McKenna King's floor routine being a sultry, sensational, sassy something like
that. Yes, that was it. And I was like, oh,
so many S's.
That was crazy. That was crazy. So, but those are my takeaways from the competition. Do you have anything to add from your second to last broadcast at Eastern Michigan this year?
I think you pretty much nailed all of it right on the head. I mean, let me tell you though, like a Thursday night gymnastics. Oh, I got to play with the baby too. Did they show it on the TV, me playing with the baby?
Oh, they did show you hugging the baby or had it in your hands. And I don't remember if that was in the post thing or if that was during.
It was in the end. It was in the end.
Yes.
Yes. So Taylor, she coaches at Gym America. That was her baby, and she's the meet ref or meet director or whatever, floor manager. So as soon as she came in with that baby, I went and got her, and we were dancing and having fun. And at the end of that, they put that in there at the end. I thought that was so funny. And so she commented, she's like, God, my baby's on TV more than I am. Because her husband, Dan, had the baby in the stands at one point, and then I had her. I could have broadcasted the whole time with the baby. We could have been, she would have been great. She just sat there. But as far as takeaways from this meet, you pretty much hit the nail on the head with almost all of these things. Like,
nice.
It was a very long meet. It was quite an interesting meet.
It was.
It was very loud. It was a very loud meet. And, like, not just the kids screaming behind us loud, but, like, Western was loud, Eastern was loud. Like, the fans were loud as well, which was fun. This meet was it was a little more, like, seemed like relaxed and louder than when Eastern went to Western. But it was a great meet. We had a great time. It was fun. Thursday night meet, let me tell you, the energy is different. Oh,
it was different. And like I said, I don't know if it was just because it was very long. It seemed very long. I mean, I don't know how it felt in the arena, but it definitely felt long watching it. I was like, when are we going to, like, Western and Eastern were always shown, like, just sitting there. I mean, they were cheering on Wilberforce. Yeah. That was awesome. But it was just like they were always waiting for Wilberforce.
Oh, well, it was so funny. Like, when Wilberforce was doing floor routines, and watching, like, Allie shop and them, like, just getting down to some of the Wilberforce floor routines was so fun. Like, they were all about it. It was great. The cheering for each other and everything. It was so fun. But another thing, though, was great is everybody wore purple hair ribbons. I had my purple hair ribbon in because it was domestic violence awareness, and they were, as I said on the broadcast numerous times, bringing awareness to Kara Welsh, who's teammate of Gwen and Cassie St. Clair. So it was kind of nice to have that. And I did send them a graphic to use, but they didn't have time to make it or anything, which is a kind of a bummer. But that's why I made sure to mention it a lot because, something that needs to be.
That's good.
Yeah.
Well, Kim has one more with Ball State coming up.
I do. Senior night.
Yes. So one more Eastern Michigan Ball State meet to get some behind the scenes, and then she is commentating MAC championships. So
hopefully
that should be fun.
That's the plan.
Hopefully. We shall see.
We shall see.
All right, a quick rundown of Arkansas, Alabama. I watched this meet live. I was watching it on Friday night, and Haley's 1.5 on vault. Haley Klein, beautiful, 9.9, so good. Shout out to the Wallagoras. They were all an audience at Arkansas, and they were shown on the screen, so that was cool. Shout out to the Wallagoras. The whole family was there. Caitlin Ewald, handstands, gorgeous. Toe digs on her double layout. She literally, you can see her toes grip that mat. So she is not leaving that floor. That was so cool. I was like, nice. I'm going to go look at that mat and see if there's any toe nail marks on that thing because, wow, she grabbed the mat really tight. Karis Germans, 1.5, twisting Yurchenko. A little knees, but very nice. I do know that a lot of people were talking about her vault, but it was gorgeous, beautiful. Like I said, a little knees. But I wonder why she doesn't do more events. I loved her fist pumps though at the end of the vault was awesome. But she is so good. She's a very good gymnast. So I don't know. We'll see if Alabama needs her to do more events next year or what have you. But beautiful vault. Maddie Jones had to fight a handstand, but shapes are a pleasure to watch. Her bars are gorgeous. Like everything she does on bars is gorgeous. She did have to fight her first handstand. Like she brought that handstand back. Maddie continues to give us the most from her 3 identities.
She does.
She can fly on bars. She can nail a balance beam routine and be very balanced and very calm, but very aggressive on beam, and then just get after. I don't know if you saw the little social media thing on her ending, and they kind of repeat it backwards, which is even more hilarious. But getting after that, and then where she comes to life on floor, like a totally different person, 100% her third identity, and just nails a floor routine with the faces and the expressions and everything else. Another awesome floor routine. I literally can keep watching Maddie's floor routines all day long. I mean, her floor routine is awesome.
I agree.
Yes.
I love her on floor.
There were 2 textbook tumbling passes that I would say would be put in the textbook. Lily Hudson's front layout, front double full was gorgeous, as well as Rachel's 1.5 front full. I thought both of those were very, very nice. And I thought that they needed some discussion about, or just at least some acknowledgement that they were absolutely beautiful of tumbling passes textbook. Gabby's back handspring layout, 2 feet, drooling.
Drooling.
Beautiful. I have nothing to say. It was huge. I mean, that was literally at least the layout piked down and the D, but that was pretty laid out. I mean, that was really good. I love how, I think this is after floor, how she lifts Jamison in the air.
I mean, Jamison is itty bitty and weighs like 5 pounds, so it's probably not that hard.
But I loved how she just lifted her in the air when she was done with her floor routine. But that was hilarious. And then the audience waiting to see Jocelyn, if she'd get a 10 on floor, was hysterical. Like, just they span the audience. They're like floating back and forth, side to side, and then you see like the team, and then you see them, and you see the people, and then there's a TikTok. I forget her name, but she used to be a gymnast at Arkansas. She was there, and she did a TikTok where she's like, "What's the score? Where is it? When is it? What's it going to be?" And then she's doing all this stuff. She's kind of funny to watch. And then they go, "Oh," and it's only 9,975, but the team is like jumping up and down. So that was cool, but it was just funny because it was like drama. You know, they weren't going to win. Alabama had the meet won, but it was just fun to watch. But that was also good gymnastics, and I feel bad watching this competition because both are fantastic teams, and it sucks that one of them. Well, Alabama has jumped, so now it's actually Arkansas and who's the other team that's down at the bottom? Not Kentucky. What was the other team that's down? I forget now what the team is that's now. Alabama jumped up 2 spots. So Arkansas is now at the bottom. But
which is crazy. How are they at the bottom?
I know. It just sucks. It just sucks overall. And there's no way to explain it. They should do it like the Big Ten some way, somehow. Maybe do a 2 and then a 4, and have the end one before maybe a 3 and a 2, or 2, 3, 4, something like that. Some way, somehow, I don't know how that adds up to 9. I don't know if they want to do that, but or just do one with the bye. I mean, just do one with the bye. I know it sucks, but it is what it is. So
I missed Jocelyn's floor routine. Unfortunately, I only got to watch like half of this meet. Well, I only got to watch half this meet because I was coaching at a meet this weekend at the Showtime Scholarship Spectacular. Boom. And I ended up pretty much working the meet. I read all the awards all weekend long with my beautiful announcer voice. So I missed some stuff. And I read awards very nicely. They loved it. Everybody loved it. They loved my voice, my speaking voice.
Good.
Thanks.
So those are my highlights from Arkansas, Alabama. As Kim said, she didn't have as much time to watch this meet. It was on our meet, but we've had them in our lineup a lot, both teams. And so I just definitely wanted to watch the meet because it was kind of a drama-filled meet with the fact that both of them were trying to push into the SEC championship. So. All right, our Fab Five. I do agree. And I guess I just really haven't watched her enough this year, but I did like watching her at the Olympics in Tokyo in I don't even know where the heck the Olympics are.
Paris,
In Paris, France. But the beautiful gymnastics of Aurelia Tran.
Yeah. So, okay, I knew she competed for Canada, by the way, just in case you didn't know. But, okay, I've always enjoyed her gymnastics, but, like, I focused on it a little more today when I was watching, The girl is gorgeous. Beam, oh, my God. Like, she flawless. Just, like, flawless. Like, toe point, extension all the way through the fingers. I was just like, yes. And then she went to floor, and I was even more like, yes. I absolutely love her. I enjoy her. She's so great.
Yeah, she's got beautiful gymnastics, toe point, extension in her legs. I mean, everything is great. I do agree, and I actually had a note to put it in here, but you had already put it in the Fab Five, so I was like, I'll just leave it there. Another story that we have said a couple times on our podcast and talked about this year because she's back doing gymnastics this year was the story of Haley Tyson. They mentioned the story. If you want to go through and let especially our new listeners who may not know.
So they mentioned the story of Haley Tyson, and she was at Minnesota for 2 years and did not compete at all, and then came to Iowa last year and did not compete. And so she's a senior. This is her 4th year in college, whether she's a formal senior or not, but this is her 4th year in college, and finally in the lineups in beam and floor, and just killing it. Her gymnastics is so beautiful. Her floor is so beautiful. She has an essence about her, and she was a great club gymnast. So the fact that she first few years of college just did not materialize well was really sad, and it's so great to see her in her senior year just doing amazing gymnastics and in these lineups and hitting these lineups. So I just think it's great.
Great story, but again, we've known that story and I've heard it many times. You like the MSU Leos?
Oh my God! Let's just take a moment. Everybody, just take a moment and just the MSU Leo was amazing, gorgeous. The front, the back, gorgeous. So hats off. Nicole, I'm sure that's you, obviously. So hats off to Nicole in the Leo department because, girl, you just keep bringing it with the leotards. That is, Nicole Kruller Jones, you can design a leotard, girl, because yes.
And I was actually going to message you, and you know me, I really don't really look at leotards, but I thought the Illinois Leo was cool. I thought that one was a cool one. I don't have seen if we've seen that one before. Yeah,
I like that one too. Yes, very nice.
Yes, I that one caught my eye right away too. Like I was like, oh, that's a cool leotard. Were there any that you saw that were also new that we haven't seen before? Do you think from the Big Ten
leotards?
Yes, any Leos that you hadn't seen on. Besides Michigan State, obviously, and
I think just Michigan State.
Okay, have we seen that Illinois Leo? Maybe I just don't know.
Oh no, maybe that one's new too.
Okay, I did see the picture that Gabby is a part of with the Big Impact shirts or the Big Impact. What is that? That is, I know it has to do with athletes, and athletes. Isn't there an organization called Impact or something like that? What is Big Impact?
I know every school has them too, and right. At every Big Four competition they all had them. But I love that they were in their school colors. I'm not 100% sure why they had them. I can't find on anybody's post like explaining the Big Impact shirts, but I will. I'll have to deep dive into that.
All right. Yeah, that'd be something interesting to know what the Big Impact is, because I feel like I've seen a story on the Big Ten Network about this. And maybe it's like all sports, like a different sport. All sports have this. It's something within the Big Ten, obviously. But I'm not 100% sure. But yeah, I know they had several pictures. I know that the Big Ten posted the one from, or Minnesota posted the one from their meet, where they're all like kind of in a together group, all wearing their shirts and stuff. So, but yeah, interested to know what the Big Impact is actually all about.
Yeah, or if there's anybody out there who wants to tell us, also, yes, that'd be great. Send us a message,
please,
because I absolutely just loved that every team had the shirt in their colors and all that. So.
Yep. And then Bree Clark.
Hello, Bree Clark. She did the freaking biles.
She did.
She's the only college gymnast to do the freaking biles. And then, oh my God, the video was so cute on social media of her finding out that Simone had commented twice on it, like on the post of her doing it. And she's like, Tara, come look, Simone. And Tara's like, oh my God. It was great. Like, I absolutely loved three things. That she freaking did the biles, and it was amazing. That Simone commented on it twice, and that her mom, after the meet, sent her down a t-shirt that said, like, Clemson Gymnastics, and on the back it said, making history as the first college gymnast to compete the biles. Like, come on. You go, Bree Clark. You go, Glenn Coco. Do you understand that reference?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
And it was so awesome. It was so awesome to see it. She did step out of bounds, but we'll just ignore that. But
Simone steps out of bounds too.
Yes, but it's more important in college not to step out of bounds than it is in college in elite gymnastics.
But she did the biles.
She did the biles, and we'll get to see this biles next week because Clemson is in our lineup, which we will talk a little bit about in a little bit. So that concludes our Fab Five for the week. We did have a debut routine last week. Isabel Trostel from Michigan State debuted on beam. Exhibition. I'm very upset that I haven't seen this routine. I definitely need to see it. So if you're listening, please send it to me because I want to see it. Biz is one of my favorites to watch on balance beam. She always was in club, and I was glad to see it. Obviously, there was no exhibitions at the Big Four, and so we didn't get to see her compete. But it was awesome to see that she was in the exhibition spot, and maybe the next couple weeks before Big Tens, we'll get to see her again. So. Our D2-3 athlete of the week is Kristen Schweibacke. She's from Big. She goes to Whitewater. I have some comments on this routine. Beautiful triple flight, so solid. A very nice front toss and a piked gainer that she stuck. 9-7.
Too low.
9-7.
I watched this routine twice because I was like, how are you getting a 9-7 with this? But D3 things. But I was like, nah, that is too low.
100%. I remember watching this routine a lot in club. I'd always try to get her two back handsprings to a layout step out for highlight videos or whatever. But I was watching this routine and I saw the score because that's usually how I pick. I go through, find some scores, and see okay, well, we've had her and we haven't had her. I just try to showcase some new athletes on our Instagram as well as our podcast, obviously. And I'm like, oh, Kristen hasn't been on. I'll watch this routine and see the score 9-7. Hey, she sent me the routine. I was watching. I'm like, what? This would not get a 9-7 anywhere else. This would be like a 9.85 at least. So solid. So,
oh yeah,
Kristen, your score is a 9.85 from the Region 5 Insider. That's what it is. The
exactly.
Podcast. So, Kristen Schweibacke is our D3 athlete of the week for week 9. Congratulations. Podcast socials, as I mentioned, make sure you check out the Region 5 College Salute podcast on Instagram. That's where our podcast is posted. That's where all pictures are posted, videos are posted, anything I download from other people's Instagrams and share it on ours. And pictures, what have you. Check that out. Obviously, you should be following that. R5 College Salute on YouTube. That's where our podcast video goes. So if you want to watch us, basically Kim rolling around the couch today and everything else.
Sorry.
Sometimes we'll have weekly routines, although I've been trying to start putting routines up in the store, in the shorts, get a lot more reviews that way. So I'm doing more short content in terms of that. But check out our YouTube channel because obviously that's where our video podcast goes. And we've tried Alumni Mondays. We will have... it just hasn't worked. We will have some stuff for the D3 nationals, like I always do, later on in a couple weeks. So stay tuned for that. So the College Salute podcast on Instagram, and of course the College Salute on YouTube. Check those out. All right, they did that.
Or didn't.
We didn't have very many didn'ts this week.
No, we didn't.
But we have a lot of interesting stuff from the Big Ten meets. Like I said, I watched this entire Big Ten thing, and I have some highlights and standouts that I found. Kim, please feel free to jump in. I know you didn't necessarily put a lot of notes in here, but if you do have something to mention, the whack-a-mole that was mentioned, Ava Volpe from Iowa, her high fives her teammate after her vault and literally whacks her in the face. like literally in the face, like not even close to the hand. It was literally in her face. I thought that was hilarious.
Oh, that's kind of like at a meet when Emma Malabulio was on floor and the teammates were dancing and one of the teammates hit the other one in the face because she was dancing on the side so aggressively.
Yes. I wish we were doing it a little bit more social, because I did see Iowa's social in the bus where they talk about the type of person they are, and they have a few of them, and that is hilarious. So I think we'll probably push that to next week, and we'll put it on our podcast so we can talk about it, because it is hilarious. And I need Kim. I don't know if Kim has seen it yet, so she should maybe watch it, and then
I'll go watch it.
Yeah,
I don't think
it's funny.
I
So
think
we'll talk about it next week, but it's hilarious.
Yeah.
And Ava Volpe's in there, so that's what made me think about it. This was great. Pleased as punch. Apparently, this is a phrase Mike uses now. Pleased as punch.
When they were having a phone call with him and he said how he liked the lineup, he was pleased as punch.
Got it. Awesome. Pleased as punch.
And he must have been drinking some punch, because Mike, why was your tongue green?
Maybe he just wanted to be all about Michigan State,
Probably. I just thought it was funny. I'm like, what were you eating, Mike? Iowa-Washington connection. Okay, so the coach of Washington was an Iowa gymnast, and she's from Iowa, and her family and friends, they commented how she had to request so many tickets because, family and friends came. But then the Iowa coach used to be the Washington coach.
Yep.
Craziness. I just thought it was funny that this kind of did a flippity flop.
Ella Buffet, do you know that YouTube video where the gymnast hits the springboard and propels him over the table into the audience?
Yes.
You've seen it. Okay.
Yes.
Well, Ella Buffet's first pass reminded me of this, and I always joke that she uses a catapult under her sting mat. Now, her front double full is usually beautiful. It's gorgeous. And I just say that because it's like there's got to be something underneath her sending her up. Well, the catapult malfunctioned this week because she either got lost in the air or a punch was not right or something. But she did a Rudy that kind of kept turning and like she was on the floor and she looked clearly lost. So I just say the catapult must have malfunctioned because we've never seen that happen. So weird things can happen in meets sometimes, right?
They
Gotta
can.
be ready for everything.
Gotta be.
Ilka's beam.
Oh, Ilka's beam.
Her mount, beautiful back handspring on, full twisting back handspring that I was like, what? And Olivia talks about moving parts. She mentions moving parts a lot. She goes, there's a lot of moving parts. This routine, there's a lot of moving parts.
This podcast is a lot of moving parts.
Today, yes. Today,
yeah.
Absolutely.
This routine, I'm sorry. I think you should always watch her routine in silence. You have to start it from the beginning. You cannot start watching in the middle. We know my love for Ilka.
Mm-hmm. This routine was great. Solid triple flight series. Beautiful, like I said, back handspring mount. Awesome full twisting back handspring that no one does. She's the only one. She
does. That's called a Kachakova, by the way.
It is.
She does this routine all the way through her fingertips with her eyes. Is she on the beam? Does she know she's on the beam? Because she doesn't even look at it. She's just like, oh, I love her.
No, it's awesome. It's awesome.
So good.
A vault score that was a complete shame was the vault score of Shea Campbell's. First of all, she goes and nails a Yurchenko full. And they go 9-9. I was like, oh, well, okay, 9-9, whatever. It's 9-9. Yeah. It's like, it's still low, but okay. Then they change it to a 9.875. And I was like, there's no way in God's green earth that vault was a 9.875. That was almost perfect. If you say 9.9, I wasn't going to argue. I'd say 9.925.
Maybe it was supposed to be a 9.975.
Well, it can't be because it's a Yurchenko full. But a 9.925 at least.
That's what I meant.
9.875. Absolutely not. It's a shame. Absolute shame. Don't know who those judges were, but that's not a 9.875.
Yeah, they need to be reprimanded by that judging system.
Yeah, it was too good. We got to see Avery Balzer again. I haven't seen her in a minute. She was back in the bar lineup at Rutgers. Very nice Jaeger. And I wrote down double layout.
Okay.
She used to do full out, but when I wrote this, I realized I think she's been doing double layout for most of her college career.
She has.
So she hasn't changed her dismount. But in my mind, I thought she does a half and half out because I think that's what she used to do in club. And it just hit me that way. So it's funny if we don't see Avery long enough or often enough, we forget what dismount she does. But it was a beautiful double layout. But it was great to see her back in there because I know they switched over to Rutgers. And I was like, well, Rutgers doesn't have anybody. I'll watch, whatever, just to see. But we don't have any alums right now competing. And then they're like, Avery Belzer. I was like, oh, Avery's competing. And we haven't seen her in a while. So I'm not sure if she's injured, sick, whatever it was, but she hasn't been in lineup. So,
well, good for her to be back in the lineup.
Yeah, it was great. Alexa, I forget her last name, from Maryland. I know it's a really long name. Layout Kaz was very good.
Yes.
Maddie Komorowski from Maryland. Her one-arm backhanding layout. Awesome.
Very good.
Ellie Monahan competed 3 events at Big Four, Kim.
Yay!
Balance beam, her front toss to her splash down that you love so much was very well connected. Her back handspring swing down, or
it's a Corbett. It's a Corbett. Let's call it by its right name. It's a Corbett.
Okay, the Corbett.
Thank you.
Yes, it was very nice. She did fall on her second tummy pass on floor, unfortunately, but then did a very nice tuck Kaz. And it looks really good. So I don't know if they're going to try to have her do the tuck 1.5 for next year.
Maybe.
And go the 10 route that way, because it looks really good. I mean, it does look, she used to do it laid out. I know they took it out or weren't doing it. She wasn't in vault lineup for a while, and then they came back with her in exhibition. At one time, we talked about it, doing the vault. She was in lineup. Very nice tuck Kaz, very nice job. So I think maybe that's what they're going to think about doing, but great to see her in 3 events. So
I think it's a solid plan.
I think so too. We always tell people their plans.
Yeah, we do.
They
may or may not listen to us, but
correct. Talk about a very nice vault from Bella Saucedo from Penn State. The half on front pike stuck perfectly.
Yeah, so good.
That was awesome. Gina Masala from Iowa. First of all, she reminds me of Linda Zabit.
Gianna?
Yes. She reminds me of Linda Zabit. I'm not really sure why. I watch her now. It's not Linda Zabit by what the event I'm going to talk about, because Linda didn't touch bars in college, but she's a bar worker. Gianna is, but her double layout slay, first of all, and then the leg up approval. Like, her leg comes off the ground and she just does this like arm thing, and I was like, nice. And that's why I said at the beginning where the post meet hype is through the roof this year, and I absolutely love it. I think it's awesome. But that just caught my eye. But she looks like Linda Zabit. I don't know why. She just reminds me of Linda Zabit.
I would agree. It's like the fierceness in her.
Could be. I don't know what it is. Not to mention that they were both Iowa Hawkeyes. But Brutus was from OSU, was filming from the floor for the Big Ten Network. I don't know if you saw that.
Good for him.
Yes, they had even mascots helping out the content.
I mean, sometimes you just have to get the mascot to help out a little bit.
I thought that was cool. They I don't know if that was an intra or outra going to commercial, but he was kind of laying down with the camera, and it was fun.
He may be a spicy nut, but you know what? He's a good guy.
Yeah, he's a good guy. And then Big Tens is going to be very exciting competition this year. I believe Minnesota, UCLA, and Michigan State are definitely the front runners, based on what we saw at the Big Fours this weekend. But you can't count out Ohio State. You can't count out Maryland. You can't count out Michigan. I mean,
I personally think it's going to be a fight between UCLA and Michigan State, and that is all it's going to be, and everybody else is just going to be there to watch.
Okay, well, I don't know. I don't know about that. I don't think they're going to be watching. They'll be doing.
Well, I don't think they're going to be watching. They're going to be fighting for third. Yes. But I completely think it's going to be Michigan State and UCLA.
Yes.
And
it's
also,
a rematch.
People in the social medias that were giving crap to UCLA because Jordan Childs fell on some stuff or had the lowest beam score of her career. But let me tell you, they still won that meet, and regular season. Lay off of Jordan Childs and go buy her book.
And go buy her book.
I'm just saying.
Yes, but it's going to be a great 3 sessions of gymnastics, and we will get Olivia Karras for all 3 of those.
Oh my God,
sessions.
it's going to be 3 sessions.
Yes, we'll get Olivia Karras and Dean on all 3 of those sessions, so that'll be fun.
Well, thank God we're getting them on all 3.
Yes, I do like Janae. Janae is good. I mean, she's getting better. But I just like Olivia because Olivia knows these athletes. Olivia knows the Big Ten. UCLA is new to the Big Ten. Janae is used to Pac-12. And so, she knows the Big Ten. The reason why she didn't do it is because there was a different camera crew. And then when you have a different camera crew, you have a different commentating crew. So.
Right. Well, and Olivia Karras is just such a massive personality.
She is.
In the Big Ten.
Personality, yes. So
I love her. Love her to death.
Too.
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's my highlights and key moments from all the Big Fours, which, like I said, I watched every single one. We've already gone through our lineup, but of course we need to know our Region 5 University meets for next weekend. And obviously our Region 5 University is presented by Full Out Recruiting. Full Out Recruiting, they are focused on helping their clients reach their college gymnastics goals with resources and guidance of athletes, coaches, and parents. Through the college recruiting process, they go full out to make the experience a fun and productive one. Thank you to Full Out Recruiting for sponsoring the College Salute podcast and your continued support of the Region 5 media platform. So for week 10, we are going to highlight the D3 Conference Championships. So we will highlight our Region 5 alums at the D3 College Championships. We will not have an Athlete of the Week next week, as we will highlight everyone we can that we can get videos from, based on the scores and stuff like that. So we will look at watch routines and we will give them their fair share on our podcast, probably in the They Did That section, or maybe we'll just have its own section. Who knows? We'll see. But we're definitely going to highlight the D3 Conference Championship. However, Michigan, Oklahoma will be in our lineup. Oklahoma's senior night.
Oh, yes. I can't wait to watch Anastasia Webb on Beam.
Yes. Although it's not Anastasia Webb. But anyway.
In my mind it is. But I love Jordan Bowers.
Yes, Jordan Bowers and her senior class I'm not sure if they're hosting conference championship. I'm not sure if this is the last time they're going to be competing in here or not, but it is their senior night. So that's going to be fun to watch. Clemson, Penn State, and George Washington. We have not watched Clemson much. We did watch a little bit of it at the beginning of the year, but we'd like to, check in on them. Penn State, we've already watched, but we can watch them again. And then George Washington, we have not really watched at all. And so get some highlights. I haven't seen George Washington since last year when they were at the podium meet, and we were there live to watch that. So, and then Oregon State and San Jose State. Two teams that we definitely have not talked much about. We did talk about San Jose State with the Utah State meet, but we have not talked about Oregon State at all. And we've got a few alums there that definitely deserve some attention. So, as well, of course, Jade Carey. Hopefully Jade Carey will do some events, because that doesn't sound like a meet she'll do the all-around in. But we'll see. Who knows? I know she took the week off, this past week, if I'm not mistaken.
She was coming out with a Barbie doll.
Yes, I did see that. Either of those two dolls look nothing like Jordan or Jade. That's fine.
I want to be a Barbie doll.
So week 10 highlights again for the D3 Conference Championship: Michigan, OU, Clemson, Penn State, George Washington, and Oregon State, San Jose State. All right, Kim, MVP of the week.
Yeah, go for it.
Well, mine comes from your meet, and I think you already know who I'm going to say. It's Rylan Garvey.
You know what?
You tell me to go first, so
I did tell you to go first. And so listen, I was thinking, she's my pick, and that was in my brain. But then I was like, wait a minute, do I have to pick somebody that was like in the lineup, or is it just like the overall?
Watched.
So my pick is also Rylan Garvey.
I don't disagree with that. She's phenomenal. So our MVP of the week, we've got one. That's Rylan Garvey.
We got one.
Congratulations, Rylan.
I thought you were going to say my commentating stylings of Kim Dallas Brown, but...
And the MVP of the week is our teddy bear with lots of stories. There we go. Best college stick and stay and slay. Sage is double layout on bars. Yeah. Gabby Stevens bar dismount. Her half and half out stuck cold.
Yeah.
And then you have two.
Yeah, because I have Haley Tyson after her beam routine. She stuck stayed and her team slayed.
Yes.
And then the Maddie Wallagora balance beam video of her stick, stay, slay, jump around.
Going forward, going backward.
Going forward, going backwards. Yep.
That was crazy. So there was a lot of gymnastics, partially halfway sick while watching, and crawling myself around the world the last couple of days. I actually tried to go to practice on Monday. That was not smart, and I left, and here we are. So
here we are
we
on
finished
Wednesday night.
on Wednesday night. We finished, and we'll have it up. But thank you. Hopefully, we got some new subscribers, some new listeners from the meet at EMU, and welcome if you are. And we look forward to continuing to have you join us each and every week. Usually on Wednesdays, but of course this week on Thursday. And we'll talk to you next week for our Week 10 highlights.
We know you enjoy our podcast, because why wouldn't you? And want more people to find out how awesome it is, because it is. So please rate and review us on Apple Podcasts or wherever you listen to the Region 5 Insider Podcast. Thanks again to Full Out Recruiting for your continued support, as well as our listeners. We could not do all of this without your support. Follow us on all of our social media accounts for the most up-to-date information on what's going on with our Region 5 alums all season long.
She has a lot of energy now. Thanks again for joining us for Week 9 recap. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and start watching and listening to us, especially this podcast. Whoa. And of course, follow our IG page to keep the support up for our alums going all season long. Look forward to Week 10 and some Region 5 alums and teams we haven't seen much this year. Plus, our D3 conference highlights. And of course, more spine-saving coverage of our Region 5 alums. Talk to you next week. Follow, like, and subscribe. Peace out, Region 5.
5, 5, 5, 5, 5.
Hey, those are beautiful purple hands, Kim.